Hello everyone, and welcome back to Jesse Hecht Creative. Today we're going over part 1 of the entire Smash Bros. Roster, starting with characters from Smash Bros. 64 from Jakks Pacific and other companies. Before we begin, leave a like, hit subscribe, and comment below your favorite figure in this review. It really helps out the channel. Now let's get to it. Let's start off with Mario. The Jakks Pacific Mario has a nice head sculpt we've seen before. The smile looks good, but not really that Smash Bros.-y to me, I gotta say. The rest of the head is pretty solid, and he does have a little bit of articulation on that, so it works pretty good, I would think. The body is pretty much what we're after. There isn't really any waist articulation or anything, but there is no articulation in the arms, at least for some smashery going on here. And the fists are great. They do have rotation as well for a big Mario punch. And the legs are pretty fair, at least having some good articulation with the swivel over here and then a hinge over there, working out pretty nicely as well. And the feet do move a little bit up and down, a little bit side to side. They could be better, though. There is good paint on this one, and it looks really nice and accurate, at least. So this is a pretty good Mario for smashing. I do like the head sculpt in this one better, and I did give him the different legs. This is a Kit Bash after all. He does not have the right hands though, and I can't really swap them, so it's kind of a bummer. Same articulation all the way around, but a better head for Smash Bros. Mario. And between these two, there are different button colors on here, and the rest is pretty much the same for our plucky plumber. Yeah, these work pretty well. And as far as a variant of Mario goes, with way better articulation for the legs, look at that range on the foot. It is so awesome over here. The expression is great too, and the head does have better articulation, getting a little better pivot as well as angles. It's so good to see here. And you can get him in some good poses for throwing fire. Works out really well and looks awesome here. I love this one. I just wish that these Marios could have the articulation this one does, because it would be so sweet to see. And sadly, taking a step backwards from that Mario, we have Luigi. The head sculpt looks nice and happy, which is kind of the antithesis of Smash Bros. In a way, but it looks really good with the paint and sculpt and has a good swivel, at least pretty much all the way around. The body doesn't have that great articulation. It really should be a waist swivel here, honestly. That'd be really awesome. I'd love to see that. And he does have good arm articulation going up and down, as well as a swivel with the wrist, fist working out really well over there. No real swivel over here, just a small hinge. What a bummer. The arm itself does go up and down and kind of wind around a little bit, but not, well, I don't know. He can do that kind of like, yeah, kind of thing. And the legs don't have that great articulation, sadly. They don't really go up and back that well. They do swivel a little bit and hinge, but it's very okay, and the feet are awful. No articulation at all, just one solid piece, and yeah, it isn't really painted even that great. Honestly, Luigi needs better. He deserves better, I think. And this other Luigi, yeah, he just slaps, not really, but he just can slap, literally, in this case. Yeah, I don't know, not that great in my opinion. Between this Luigi here and this Luigi here, yeah, it's the same exact thing, except you get different hands, so why bother, honestly? I don't know. But of course, the new Fire Luigi really makes this so much better, looking awesome over here, with a better head sculpt that looks much sort of meaner, at least. Not the Luigi stare we've seen from Mario Kart, but it works out really well with a good swivel and nice hinging here and there. Determined, focus. This is what I want to see from Luigi. It looks really nice. I love the colors on this one, as well as the sculpt and paint. And we could use a swivel here, but I do like how this looks and works, and we get really good articulation, very much improved from the previous one. So yeah, hats off to that. But the legs are just chef's kiss here. Look at this range. Look at the amount of range on this foot, as well as going down and up over here. It's excellent, as well as out and in and up and oh, it's great. Really, all Jakks needs to do is recolor this Luigi in regular Luigi colors, and now we're talking. I would love it so much. But really, Jakks, give us an update. Just please, that would be just awesome for this. And then we have the Yosh. Easter Yosh. Oh, I love him. Jakks Pacific did a really good job with Yoshi here. I like the blue on the eyes. It isn't just pure black. It looks very nice and pretty Smash Brothers-y. The nose is a round bulb. I like how the mouth looks on this, and the paint is good on the cheeks. It's adorable, as well as these sort of dorsal fin scales. I forget what they're called, but they look really great. It's so nice to see. Adds a pop of color. I like the saddle on here as well. The little tail is great. Yeah, no articulation over here, but whatever. It's par for the course. The arms look nice too. Pre-bent. You do get up and down and pretty much all the way around. No elbow though, and a swivel and then a hinge over here. It's fair, I would guess. The feet and legs are interesting. You do get out and in and up and back. They are pre-posed, but you do get toe hinge, which is Okay, I guess we have a toe hinge now. Yeah, I don't know. It does look weird though on the foot. I could kind of live without it, honestly. And it's okay, really. I don't really need it, but it's good, I guess. The paint looks nice on the bottom, and yeah, this is a fine Yoshi, I would think. And while you think this is the Jack-specific Yoshi, you would be wrong. This is the SH Figure Arts Yoshi, interestingly enough. The head is functionally identical, though there is an open and closed mouth you can do for this, very good, as well as switching out for a tongue that works out really well. You can also swap the eyes out creepily enough, and that works nicely, and these are painted way better. I love these. The cheeks are a bit more round in a way, I would think, and it works out much nicer for the figure, and the articulation is great, swivel and then up and down a little bit and a little bit side to side. It's awesome. The body seems a bit longer and the arms are segmented with better articulation. You do get an elbow for him as well as swivels everywhere. It works out super well here. I like it a lot. The open hand, very frog-like, gives him a lot of gravitas here and there, and the fist is good for smashing. He does come with an egg to fit in this hand, but I don't have it with me right now, but it works out great. And the feet work out so nicely. They look so good. They're very shiny, and we do have good articulation. Nice pivot all the way around for this, at least way better than the other one. And then back and forth, a little bit hindered, but works out fine, I think. You can also swap the saddle out for a different saddle that has Mario that can ride it, which isn't really part of Smash, but I want to just note it's pretty cool. So looking at these both side by side, they're basically identical. If you are more cash conscious, go for Jax, but if you want to splurge a bit and have a lot of accessories or be more Smash worthy, go with SH Figure Arts. I do love them both, but SHF has the edge. Jax is great though, I gotta say. It's stiff competition and they look identical, but really, if you want more, go for this. If you want less, go with this. But we're getting a monkey made out of us right after this. Hello everyone, and thank you so much for watching so far. Make sure to click like, subscribe, share, leave a comment, and hit the bell icon for more creativity. Now let's get back to it. A long while ago, Jack-specific tried their hand at these larger scale figures, such as Donkey Kong and Bowser, that we'll get to eventually, but yeah, this guy's big. The eye has some weird paint issue with it, and he looks really intense. Those teeth are giant, and they look kind of strange to me. It's almost horrifying. And taking a closer look, yeah, it is scary. They put a lot of detail, though, into this. There's, like, gums coming through the teeth. It's really nice, as well as the eyes looking really good, and the fur being pretty cool. I gotta say, though, it is mismatched between the head as well as the body. I don't know how that happened with QC or everything. It's kind of weird. And the face is kind of, like, malleable, almost. Weirdly enough, it's like a rubbery kind of material. It's kind of strange. And the head can swivel left and right, as well as not really much up and down. That's pretty much it. The arms are kind of beefy and don't really do much other than keep him up, and he does get out and then in a little bit and pretty much all the way around with that. No real swivel or anything over here. He does have a elbow joint that can go down and up, and then a little bit of swivel over here, actually all the way around, and then a little bit of hinge pretty much. Then the legs can go in and out, and then all the way around at least, and then swivel at the foot, and not really go that much else anywhere. No pegals or anything. It's kind of just limiting for the figure. Very sad in a way. The DK tie is rubbery and can move up and down a little bit, but I don't want to break anything here. And he does have a crunch at the chest and a belly button and pecs. That's pretty much it. If you want him to, he can stand and beat his chest like a gorilla that he is. But yeah, just having him like this is his natural state, sadly. But luckily enough for us, recently we've had a re-release in a way of Donkey Kong in a way smaller scale. The 4-inch as opposed to 6-inch Donkey Kong looks very nice, has a lot of similar attributes to the previous, but let's check this one out. The face is way less nightmare fuel, the eyes are way closer together, and I do like how this looks a lot. It captures the rare DK we know and love. Since it recently released as of now, Donkey Kong Bonanza, this is gone forever, so I'm glad to have this at least. Get this if you want a rare looking Donkey Kong. He has the classic Jimmy Neutron hair pompadour over here with a little tuft in the back like Alfalfa from an old show, Our Gang, that no one knows about. And it looks great. Honestly, this is awesome. We do get some swivel here and really great articulation all the way around pretty much. Very well done. He has a lot of personality in his posing too. The arms can go up and down with some really big heavy detents on them. Jeez, it's a lot of detents there. And he has a elbow that can go up and down over here and then a swivel, and that's pretty much it. No hinge on that, so at least the other figure has something to brag about. And while the legs are pretty much pre-posed to squat, they do have articulation. They go back and forward and then in and out, up and back. It's kind of, you can go anywhere with this one. It's pretty nice. The knee can go in and out over here, and the foot can swivel and then pivot a little bit. Yeah, it's a very small pivot, but it counts. It works. And while the body has no articulation, not that it really needs any, it looks very nice. It does have the pecs and the belly button, and the tie is way looser on the body, making for a nice sort of articulation for it, I guess. The paint is good on the DK symbol. It's a very malleable, rubbery tie, much more than the previous, and I don't know if it'll break or anything, but it looks really good on him. I love it. And while this Donkey Kong does have a lot more standability, he kind of just is stuck in this kind of pose in a way. I can't even get his head down to look forward a little bit. Maybe it kind of works. I don't know. It's a bit intimidating here and there where you can just, like, you know, stare down his opponent. It actually looks pretty good. I like it a lot. So between these Kongs, this one I think wins out, at least in articulation, but this one might be better for scaling, I guess. Putting Mario next to him, I would rather have him battle this one because it's a little bit less of a fair fight, and DK was huge in the original at least. But maybe moving forward, this one might be better, especially putting him on his hind legs. Let me see if that actually kind of works here. Maybe? Yeah, maybe. I can see this kind of working out. Yeah, it might work out really well. Yeah, the scaling's pretty nice on this, actually. And finally, going over the Jakks-specific Ocarina of Time Link, looking really nice over here. Very on model and super good. The hair really shades the head and looks really cool and almost kind of emo in a way. I like it a lot. The eyes are painted really well. I do love them. They're very nicely done. He has like sort of pursed lip thing he's got going on. He has earrings on either side, and that hat is iconic. He also has a swivel pretty much going around, and that's kind of it. No real up or down or anything, just that swivel. Yeah, it doesn't even go more in this direction. Okay, there we go. Okay, alright, it's pretty nice. The body looks pretty good. I like this strap for the Master Sword hilt over here, which is really nice in its own right, as well as the sword itself working out really good. I like this a lot. The Hylian shield is great too. I love how this looks also. Even if it doesn't really fit well on his arm, it's fine. And the articulation is pretty good. You get up and down, and then a hinge going up and down with a swivel over here and a swivel up there, kind of that double swivel thing, as well as going up and back pretty much all the way around at least. And Link does have kind of a sort of limp wrist here, if you will, with a swivel, and that's kind of a shame. I wish this wasn't like that because he can't really hold his sword all that well. It just kind of like bloop, that's it. And the legs look great. I do love how the boots work as well, and he has these kind of stockings that go underneath them. It's very nicely done over here. And the articulation's good. You get a little bit of in and out. You get a little bit of swivel over here. You get a hinge going a little bit, as well as a swivel at the boot cuff, and then up and down, and then no pivot, but a little bit of swivel at the boots, and then no pegos at least, but it's good. And not to beat a dead Epona, but he does have two different variants in the Fire Tunic Link as well as the Shadow Link over here, looking nice. I do like the colors on Shadow Link very much, if you can call them colors. Black and grayscale at least is pretty easy to do, and the Fire Link is alright, having some differences here and there, most notably in the brown coloration, as well as of course the red and green kind of thing, but everything else is pretty much the same, and it works out nicely with better wrist articulation on this one at least. Maybe I'll swap them, maybe I won't. I don't really care, honestly. I don't use these all that much because the Twilight Princess one is my favorite, and he comes with a bunch of extra stuff I won't even go into, but man, this is such a good figure. I love this a lot, and we'll be going over it in a later video. Overall, smashing. The regular Marios are fine figures, but I wish they would be updated to the articulation the Fire one has. It's so much better with a lot more expressiveness and that smash kind of fervor. Pretty much the same with Luigi. I do think they could benefit from a tune-up. I hope that Jakks really makes these figures shine in the coming years because they honestly need it. Yoshi is more of a toss-up. I am a fan of the SH Figuarts one more, but the Jakks one is good in a pinch if you need something on your shelf that represents Yoshi in a good light. DK is pretty good as well. I do think the newer one is better, honestly. The old one is huge, hard to pose and maneuver, and the new one actually works if you want to pose it in a different way. And the Ocarina of Time Link, pick which flavor you want, works out very nice, honestly. I do think it's a nice figure with good scaling and good articulation, as well as sculpt and paint accessories. But for me, the Twilight Princess Link is where it's at, and we'll cover that when we get to Smash Bros. Brawl. So if you're a fan of Super Smash Bros. 64, Nintendo characters, or fighting games, then you'll love these guys. They're all pretty great. I would highly recommend going for the import figures if you can, but the Jax ones do really work, honestly. They're very nice figures in their own right. But make no mistake, next time we go to parts not as well known. So which Smash Bros. Character from the Nintendo 64 game is your favorite? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching Jesse Hecht Creative. Make sure to click like, subscribe, share, and leave a comment. You can also visit us at jessehechtcreative.com for more reviews like this one. Thank you so much for watching, and keep being creative. Stay tuned.